The Resilient Mind, How to Bounce Back Stronger from Setbacks. Introduction. Life's challenges often arrive without warning. A sudden loss, a missed opportunity, an unexpected failure, each one a blow that can knock us off course. In those moments, it's easy to believe that the path forward is lost, that the damage is irreparable, and that recovery is beyond reach. But what if there is a deeper, untapped well within you that holds the key to not just surviving adversity, but coming out stronger on the other side? Resilience is not an inborn trait reserved for the lucky few. It is a skill, a mindset, a way of being that can be cultivated by anyone willing to embrace the discomfort of growth. It is the ability to bend without breaking, to face setbacks not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones to greater strength. True resilience doesn't mean avoiding difficulty. It means using difficulty to sharpen your resolve and deepen your character. What you will uncover in the following pages is not a blueprint for avoiding life's inevitable hardships. Instead, you'll discover a new way of engaging with those challenges, a way that allows you to navigate them with grace, power, and purpose. It's about learning to adapt, to adjust, to evolve in the face of adversity. It's about finding clarity in chaos, peace in turmoil, and ultimately, growth in the places you thought were your breaking point. The road to resilience is neither easy nor linear, but it's a path worth walking. This journey will ask you to confront your fears, confront your doubts, and confront the parts of yourself that have held you back for too long. But with each step forward, you will become more than the sum of your experiences. You will become the person capable of thriving, no matter what life throws your way. The power to bounce back is not just about recovering, it's about transforming, strengthening, and evolving. You are capable of more than you know, and the resilience you seek is already within you, waiting to be awakened. Chapter 1. The Nature of Resilience. Resilience is more than just bouncing back after a setback. It's a dynamic process that shapes how we approach challenges, setbacks, and growth. The heart of resilience lies in the way we respond to adversity, not simply in surviving difficult circumstances, but in learning and evolving through them. It's about finding strength in moments of struggle and utilizing those moments as fuel to propel ourselves forward. Resilience doesn't mean never falling. It means finding the capacity to rise again, and each time with greater strength, wisdom, and clarity. When we think of resilience, it's easy to visualize a person who remains unaffected by obstacles, as if they have an unshakable sense of calm. But true resilience is rooted in flexibility. It's the ability to bend without breaking, to adapt and learn from experiences rather than becoming overwhelmed by them. Just as a tree's roots anchor it in the soil, resilience is deeply embedded in the way we think, feel, and behave. It grows from an awareness of our own vulnerabilities and our capacity to rise despite them. Every challenge we face has the potential to sharpen our resilience. When we face hardships, there's an immediate choice: succumb to the weight of the situation or find a way to grow through it. Resilient individuals understand that setbacks are temporary, and their response to adversity becomes a defining factor in their ability to succeed. It's in those moments of struggle that we have an opportunity to forge new pathways, to uncover hidden strengths, and to create the mental fortitude necessary for long-term success. Resilience also doesn't develop in isolation. It is nurtured in the context of our relationships with others and the environments we inhabit. The support we receive from others during challenging times provides strength, perspective, and comfort. Resilience isn't just about mental toughness. It's about recognizing the need for connection and support, knowing when to lean on others, and knowing how to offer that same support in return. Ultimately, resilience is about transforming adversity into an opportunity for growth. It's not an innate trait that only a few are born with. It's a mindset and skill that can be cultivated by anyone who is willing to embrace discomfort and uncertainty as a path to greater wisdom and strength. Through resilience, We develop a profound understanding of ourselves and the world around us. We learn that setbacks are not the end of the road, but a detour that leads us to a deeper understanding of our purpose and potential. Chapter 2. The Power of Perspective. The way we perceive the world around us shapes how we experience it. It's not the external events that determine our outcomes, but rather the lens through which we view them. Life presents us with countless challenges, and the difference between those who thrive and those who struggle often lies in how they interpret these challenges. Those who cultivate a mindset that sees obstacles as opportunities rather than barriers are more likely to navigate difficulties with resilience and emerge stronger. The power of perspective is not about ignoring the harsh realities of life or pretending that adversity doesn't hurt. It's about reframing these moments in a way that allows us to grow through them. Every challenge holds a lesson if we choose to look for it. A difficult situation can either become a reason to shrink back or an invitation to stretch beyond what we thought was possible. When we shift our thinking, we shift our potential. A key to transforming challenges into opportunities is to understand that growth often occurs outside of our comfort zones. We are creatures of habit, and when things are easy, it's natural to become complacent. But it's in the moments of discomfort, when the path is unclear, that our true capabilities are tested. Every setback provides a chance to discover new resources within ourselves, whether it's patience, creativity, or the ability to remain calm in the face of chaos. Changing perspective also requires us to let go of a fixed mindset, the belief that our abilities and intelligence are set in stone. This mindset creates an unspoken ceiling for our potential. In contrast, a growth mindset sees every experience, especially the challenges, as a chance to learn and improve. When we stop seeing ourselves as victims of circumstance and start seeing ourselves as active participants in our journey, we open ourselves up to an entirely new world of possibility. One of the most powerful tools for shifting perspective is gratitude. Even in the toughest situations, recognizing what we can be thankful for brings us out of the negative spiral. Gratitude doesn't just change our mood, it alters the way we engage with life. When we are grateful, we approach problems with an open mind and a sense of hope. This shift makes us more resourceful and better equipped to deal with obstacles. In practice, developing the ability to see challenges as opportunities involves a commitment to changing our thought patterns. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-pity, frustration, or defeat when things don't go according to plan. But the key to turning these moments into catalysts for growth is to pause, reflect, and ask, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? By shifting the focus from the problem itself to the growth that lies within it, we start to see the world not as something that happens to us, but as something we are shaping every day. Ultimately, the power of perspective lies in the choice we make in each moment. We can choose to see challenges as threats, or we can choose to see them as invitations to evolve. With the right perspective, every obstacle becomes an opportunity to expand our abilities, refine our character, and move closer to the person we are destined to become. Chapter 3. The Inner Strength Within. Deep within each of us lies an immense wellspring of strength, often hidden beneath layers of doubt, fear, or apathy. This inner strength is not something we acquire or learn, it's part of our very nature. The resilience to endure hardship, the will to rise after every fall, and the courage to push forward even when the path is uncertain. All of these qualities reside within us, waiting to be activated. The key to accessing this inner power lies in recognizing it and learning how to cultivate it, especially when life becomes difficult. One of the most remarkable aspects of human resilience is that it doesn't always make a dramatic entrance. We often don't recognize our own power until we are thrust into situations that demand it. In moments of extreme stress or uncertainty, our capacity for survival and recovery reveals itself, sometimes in surprising ways. It's when we are pushed to our limits that we come face to face with the depths of our inner resources. This strength is not just physical, but emotional, mental, and spiritual. It manifests in the form of perseverance, determination, and the ability to maintain hope even in the darkest times. Emotional strength allows us to feel pain without being consumed by it. Mental strength helps us make decisions with clarity when the stakes are high, and spiritual strength connects us to something greater, providing a sense of purpose and guidance when the world feels chaotic. Recognizing this strength is often the first step toward unlocking it. It is easy to underestimate our own power, especially when faced with overwhelming odds. Yet, every individual has experienced moments of resilience, whether it was overcoming a personal challenge, supporting someone in need, or even simply choosing to keep going on a tough day. These moments, no matter how small, are evidence of the strength within us. The more we recognize these moments, the more we begin to realize that we have a well of strength that we can draw from at any time. Tapping into this strength requires an act of trust, not just in the process of growth, but in ourselves. It demands that we confront our fears, our limitations, and the stories we have told ourselves about what we can or cannot do. Often, we hold ourselves back because of internal narratives that tell us we are not strong enough or capable enough. But these are simply stories, not facts. When we stop identifying with our weaknesses and instead focus on the moments where we have thrived, we begin to reshape our understanding of our own capacity. When adversity strikes, the instinctive reaction is often to recoil or resist, but the individuals who emerge from setbacks with true strength are those who embrace their challenges head-on. They accept that pain is part of the process, that discomfort is often a precursor to growth, and that the way out is through. The more we practice leaning into difficulty, the more we learn that resilience is not about avoiding hardship, but about growing stronger because of it. In moments of stress or challenge, it is critical to connect with this inner strength intentionally. This might involve reflecting on past victories, practicing self-compassion, or simply choosing to take one small step forward when everything inside urges us to stop. Strength does not require grand gestures. It is often revealed in the quiet moments of persistence and in the small decisions we make when faced with adversity. Ultimately, recognizing and accessing the strength within us is not just about surviving life's challenges. It's about transforming them into opportunities for growth, for deepening our understanding of ourselves, and for connecting with the larger purpose that guides our journey. When we tap into our inherent strength, we stop seeing ourselves as victims of circumstance and begin to see ourselves as active participants in our own evolution. It is in this recognition that we truly unlock the full potential of who we are. Chapter 4. Turning Adversity into Advantage. Adversity has a peculiar way of distorting our perspective. In the heat of difficulty, it often feels as though we're trapped, overwhelmed by forces beyond our control. The road ahead may seem blocked, the weight unbearable, and the future uncertain. Yet within the fabric of every hardship lies an opportunity, a chance to reshape our experience, to learn, and to emerge stronger. The concept of transforming adversity into an advantage is not about dismissing the pain or pretending the challenge isn't real. Rather, it's about altering our approach to how we interpret and respond to these situations. In every obstacle, there are lessons waiting to be discovered, hidden truths that, if recognized, can propel us forward in ways we never imagined. The key is to stop seeing setbacks as permanent roadblocks and instead view them as stepping stones to personal growth. When facing difficulty, the natural inclination is often to focus on the problem itself, the damage done, the mistakes made, the pain suffered. But by shifting focus, we open ourselves to new possibilities. The moment we choose to search for the lesson, the opportunity, or the gift within the challenge, we are exercising a form of inner strength and wisdom. This shift in mindset isn't about minimizing the struggle, but about acknowledging its role in shaping who we are becoming. Every great story of resilience contains moments where the protagonist faces overwhelming odds, yet it's precisely these moments that reveal the inner strength, creativity, and resourcefulness of the individual. Consider those who have turned their personal or professional failures into springboards for greater success. These people didn't ignore their difficulties, nor did they let them define their future. They learned from each misstep, adjusted their strategy, and grew in the process. It is this ability to transform hardship into growth that separates those who merely survive from those who thrive. Finding the lesson in adversity requires a conscious effort to step outside of our immediate emotions. When we are faced with hardship, emotions such as fear, anger, and frustration often cloud our judgment. These emotions are natural and valid. However, they can obscure our ability to see beyond the moment. It is in these times that we must be patient with ourselves, allowing the emotional intensity to subside before attempting to gain perspective. One of the most profound ways to reframe adversity is by asking the question, "What can I learn from this?" This question is a gateway to uncovering insights that may have been previously overlooked. It's not always about finding a clear-cut answer right away, but about creating space for reflection, curiosity, and personal inquiry. Each setback, each disappointment, and each challenge provides valuable feedback about where we can improve, what we need to change, and what strengths we may not have yet recognized in ourselves. Sometimes, it's not even about the specific situation, but about how it affects our mindset. Adversity can push us into unfamiliar territory, forcing us to adapt and evolve. It may encourage us to tap into reserves of resilience, creativity, and perseverance that we never knew existed. Every challenge offers the potential for reinvention, and each experience can serve as a catalyst for finding deeper meaning in our lives. A powerful tool for reframing adversity is gratitude. It may sound counterintuitive, especially when in the midst of hardship, but practicing gratitude for the lessons, the growth, and the perspective that adversity provides can shift our emotional state and mindset. Gratitude doesn't diminish the difficulty, but it can help us connect to a sense of purpose and meaning, even in the toughest times. It opens our eyes to the hidden gifts that lie within struggle, transforming what might have been an experience of suffering into one of growth and empowerment. Turning adversity into advantage also involves the willingness to remain adaptable. Challenges rarely unfold in predictable ways. They might present obstacles we hadn't prepared for, requiring us to pivot and adjust. This ability to adapt, to evolve in the face of hardship, is a hallmark of resilience. When we embrace change rather than resist it, we start to see possibilities where others see limitations. The key is to acknowledge that every challenge, no matter how large, is a moment of potential transformation. In adversity, we find an invitation to grow, to refine our character, to develop new skills, and to cultivate new ways of thinking. Instead of retreating or succumbing to despair, we can harness the energy of difficulty and channel it toward positive change. This is the essence of turning adversity into an advantage, not merely surviving the storm, but using it as an opportunity to emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Chapter 5. The Role of Emotional Mastery. Emotions, though often seen as uncontrollable forces, are not merely reactions to our circumstances. They are powerful signals and, when harnessed, can become one of our greatest allies in navigating life's most turbulent moments. Emotional mastery isn't about suppressing or avoiding emotions. It's about learning to manage them in a way that enhances clarity, focus, and decision-making, especially when the stakes are high. It's about recognizing that, while we cannot always control the events around us, we can exercise control over how we respond to them. In times of adversity, emotions can easily spiral out of control, pulling us deeper into despair, frustration, or anger. These emotions, while natural and valid, can cloud our judgment and lead to decisions we later regret. Emotional mastery involves training ourselves to step back and view our emotional responses from a broader perspective, allowing us to understand what's truly at the core of our feelings and then choosing the most productive way forward. By doing this, we gain the power to stay grounded in the face of difficulty. One of the most challenging aspects of emotional mastery is the ability to pause. In the heat of a difficult situation, our immediate reaction is often the most emotionally charged, driven by instinct or fear. However, responding impulsively to these feelings can lead to poor outcomes, especially when we allow ourselves to be carried away by anger, anxiety, or frustration. Instead, mastering our emotions involves a deliberate pause, a moment of reflection before reacting. This pause enables us to assess the situation with greater clarity, giving us the space to choose a more thoughtful response rather than an impulsive reaction. Mindfulness plays an essential role in emotional mastery. By cultivating mindfulness, we become more attuned to our emotional state and more aware of the triggers that elicit strong reactions. This heightened self-awareness is the first step toward transforming our emotions from automatic responses into intentional actions. When we are mindful, we can catch ourselves before emotions have a chance to control us, recognizing the moment when we begin to feel overwhelmed and then choosing a course of action that aligns with our long-term goals and values. When our emotions are in turmoil, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. We can become so consumed by the immediate emotional experience that we forget to consider the broader implications of our actions. Emotional mastery helps us rise above this tendency by guiding us to focus on what truly matters: our core values, the outcomes we seek, and the person we aspire to be. By connecting to our deeper purpose in these moments, we can transcend the immediate chaos and make decisions that align with our long-term vision. A key component of emotional mastery is learning to view emotions as information rather than obstacles. Emotions are not inherently negative. They are messages about how we are perceiving and responding to the world around us. Fear, for example, can highlight areas of growth or risk. Anger can point to injustices or unmet needs. Sadness can reveal areas where we feel a loss of connection or purpose. When we shift our perspective to see emotions as guides rather than threats, we can use them to inform our actions rather than allowing them to derail us. At times, we may feel overwhelmed by our emotions, especially when they are intense or when we face challenges that feel insurmountable. In such moments, emotional mastery calls on us to embrace self-compassion. It's important to acknowledge that it's okay to feel upset, frustrated, or even defeated. These feelings are part of the human experience, and they do not make us weak or incapable. By treating ourselves with kindness in times of emotional strain, we allow space for healing and recovery. This self-compassion strengthens our resilience and gives us the emotional balance to face the next challenge with renewed strength. Another significant aspect of emotional mastery is the ability to manage our emotional energy over time. Just as physical energy requires rest and replenishment, emotional energy also needs to be carefully managed. Prolonged exposure to stress, negativity, or emotional strain can drain our reserves, leaving us feeling exhausted and vulnerable. To prevent burnout, we must actively engage in practices that restore our emotional well-being, whether through meditation, physical activity, creative expression, or time spent in nature. By taking deliberate steps to recharge our emotional batteries, we ensure that we can approach challenges with the energy and clarity needed to succeed. Finally, emotional mastery fosters a sense of empowerment. When we are able to manage our emotions, we no longer feel like passive victims of circumstance. We take back control over how we experience the world, knowing that we can handle any emotional challenges that arise. This empowerment allows us to approach even the most difficult situations with calmness and clarity, reducing the fear and anxiety that often accompany uncertainty. We begin to trust in our own ability to navigate adversity, knowing that we have the emotional strength to meet it head-on and emerge stronger. Emotional mastery is not about perfection. It's a continual practice of understanding, managing, and responding to our emotions in a way that empowers us to move through life with purpose and resilience. When we master our emotions, we give ourselves the gift of clarity, control, and peace, even in the most challenging of times. Chapter 6. Building Mental Toughness. True mental toughness is born in the moments when it feels like giving up is the only option. It's forged not in the absence of struggle, but in the heart of it. The difference between those who stay down and those who rise up lies in the ability to harness the power of resilience, perseverance, and belief. While many may assume that mental toughness is a trait that some are born with, it is, in fact, something that can be cultivated and strengthened over time through intentional practice and mindset shifts. The foundation of mental toughness begins with a shift in perspective, seeing challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Each setback, no matter how severe, holds the potential for transformation. When faced with adversity, those with mental toughness choose to learn from the experience rather than succumb to frustration or defeat. This is where true strength lies, in the ability to turn pain into power, fear into fuel, and obstacles into stepping stones toward a greater version of oneself. One of the most powerful tools in building mental toughness is the practice of self-discipline. Mental toughness is not about relying on motivation alone, which can fluctuate. It's about the commitment to stay consistent even when motivation wanes. Discipline is what keeps us going on the days when we don't feel like it, when the climb seems too steep, or when the results aren't immediate. The strongest individuals aren't always the most motivated. They are often the ones who understand the importance of consistent, small efforts that compound over time. The secret to overcoming big obstacles lies in showing up each day, no matter how challenging the journey may seem. Resilience, as a cornerstone of mental toughness, thrives when we practice pushing through discomfort. Growth does not happen in the comfort zone, and it certainly doesn't happen when we avoid difficult situations. Mental toughness is built by stepping into the fire, allowing ourselves to be tested and stretched. The key is not to shy away from difficult moments, but to lean into them. In the discomfort, there is the opportunity for transformation. It is in this space of challenge that we often discover our true capabilities. Equally important is the ability to silence the inner critic, the voice that tells us we are not enough, that we will fail, or that we should quit. This inner dialogue can often be the greatest barrier to building mental toughness. Every person experiences doubt, fear, and uncertainty, but those with mental fortitude have learned how to dismiss these thoughts and stay focused on the goal. They recognize that these doubts are not a reflection of their potential, but rather a product of the mind's instinct to protect us from the unknown. By actively reframing those thoughts, they transform fear into determination, insecurity into confidence, and hesitation into action. Another essential component in developing mental toughness is learning to stay present. Anxiety often stems from worry about future events or regret from past ones. Yet, mental toughness thrives in the present moment. The ability to focus entirely on what can be done now, rather than being consumed by the uncertainty of tomorrow, allows us to make the most out of every single moment. In fact, by maintaining a strong connection to the present, we prevent ourselves from becoming overwhelmed by what might happen and instead take actionable steps toward what is happening right now. As we continue to develop mental toughness, we must also cultivate the courage to keep going when faced with failure. Failure is not a sign to stop. It is a signal that something important was learned. Every setback is a piece of the puzzle, every failure a stepping stone. Mental toughness involves the courage to continue, to rise every time we fall, and to persist even when it seems like we've exhausted all options. The ability to embrace failure as part of the process rather than as an endpoint is what distinguishes those who succeed from those who give up prematurely. The mind is also a mirror of the body. Just as physical strength is built through consistent training, mental strength is enhanced through consistent practice. Mental toughness can be likened to a muscle. It needs to be exercised regularly to become stronger. The more we expose ourselves to challenges, the more we engage in practices that stretch our limits, the more resilient our minds become. The practice of gratitude can also be a key player in developing mental toughness. While it may seem counterintuitive, gratitude in the midst of adversity shifts our focus away from what we don't have or what we've lost, and refocuses us on the lessons, growth, and opportunities present in every situation. It transforms a mindset of scarcity into one of abundance and possibility, empowering us to move forward with greater determination and clarity. Lastly, building mental toughness requires surrounding ourselves with an environment that supports our growth. This includes the people we choose to spend our time with, the narratives we consume, and the goals we set for ourselves. A positive environment fosters mental resilience, while a negative one depletes it. It's crucial to invest in relationships, spaces, and habits that reinforce our mental strength, helping us to stay rooted in our purpose, even when the road becomes difficult. True mental toughness doesn't mean never feeling doubt, fear, or exhaustion. It means recognizing those feelings for what they are, refusing to let them dictate our actions, and choosing instead to stay committed to our vision. It's the courage to persist, the ability to turn failure into lessons, and the determination to move forward even when the path is unclear. Mental toughness is not an innate trait. It is a skill, one that can be developed, nurtured, and honed through consistent effort, self-awareness, and a relentless belief in our capacity to overcome. Chapter 7. Embracing Change and Uncertainty. Change is often perceived as a force beyond our control, something that disrupts our carefully laid plans and challenges the security of our routines. It is uncomfortable, unsettling, and frequently feared. Yet, the very thing that many resist most is the catalyst for growth and the cornerstone of true personal transformation. It is in embracing the unknown, in stepping into uncertainty, that we unlock the potential for reinvention, self-discovery, and innovation. At the core of embracing change is the recognition that it is inevitable. No person, no matter how successful or grounded, is immune to the shifting tides of life. Whether it's a career shift, a change in personal circumstances, or an external force such as a global event, life will continually present moments of unpredictability. Those who thrive in the face of change do not try to fight it or control it. They understand that the more we try to resist, the more suffering we create. Instead of fighting against the current, they learn to flow with it, recognizing that adaptability is the key to moving forward. Uncertainty, too, is something we must learn to live with. It is impossible to predict exactly how any situation will unfold, and the fear of the unknown often paralyzes us into inaction. However, those who truly understand the value of uncertainty see it as a blank canvas, full of infinite possibilities. Rather than worrying about the risks involved, they focus on the opportunities for learning, growth, and reinvention that uncertainty presents. They know that with each moment of doubt or instability, there is the potential to discover new facets of themselves and the world around them. This willingness to step into the unknown without a guarantee of success is what allows them to find innovation, creativity, and resilience in the most unexpected places. Change also demands that we let go of the past. Holding on to old beliefs, outdated strategies, or past failures can keep us anchored in a version of ourselves that no longer serves us. In order to truly evolve, we must be willing to release these attachments. This process is not always easy. It requires us to confront discomfort, to challenge our fears and insecurities, and to redefine our identities. But the freedom that comes from letting go is immense. By relinquishing what no longer fits, we create the space needed for new ideas, new experiences, and new relationships to flourish. One of the most transformative aspects of embracing change is the opportunity it offers for personal growth. The discomfort we feel in the face of change is often the birthplace of our greatest development. Just as muscles must tear and rebuild to become stronger, so too must we face challenges and adversity in order to grow. In the midst of change, there is the opportunity to hone new skills, build greater emotional resilience, and cultivate a deeper understanding of who we are. It's often in times of disruption that we discover hidden strengths, talents, and capacities we never knew we had. The willingness to embrace change also transforms how we view failure. Failure, in the context of change, becomes an integral part of the learning process. Instead of seeing it as a dead end or a sign of inadequacy, we can view it as feedback, information that guides us toward improvement. The fear of failing in a new endeavor often prevents us from taking the first step, but those who are comfortable with change understand that failure is not an end. It is merely a stepping stone on the path toward success. In embracing change, we also learn to expand our comfort zones. Change inherently requires us to move outside of what is familiar. It pushes us to stretch, to take risks, and to evolve in ways that are often uncomfortable. But it is in these moments of discomfort that we experience the most profound growth. The mind expands, new neural pathways are formed, and old habits are replaced with more effective ways of thinking and being. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes second nature. Another vital aspect of embracing uncertainty and change is the importance of a growth-oriented mindset. The way we perceive the world during times of transition directly affects how we navigate those times. When we approach change with a fixed mindset, we see challenges as threats. But when we adopt a growth mindset, we view every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. Those who possess a growth mindset understand that abilities are not fixed. They can be developed through effort, perseverance, and the willingness to take on new challenges. This mindset shifts our entire approach to life, making change feel less like a burden and more like a gateway to personal mastery. Finally, in embracing change, we begin to see our lives as a continual process of transformation, rather than a static set of experiences. Each phase of life presents its own challenges and opportunities. When we stop viewing life as something to be controlled or fixed, and instead see it as something fluid, dynamic, and ever-evolving, we free ourselves from the need for certainty. The beauty of life lies in its unpredictability, and those who can embrace change are the ones who find peace and fulfillment, no matter what direction the winds may blow. Living in a world that is constantly changing is no longer something to fear, but something to welcome. The fluidity of life is not a weakness, but a source of strength. By embracing change and uncertainty, we give ourselves permission to evolve, to adapt, and to experience the world in all its richness. And in doing so, we open the door to a life filled with endless possibilities. Chapter 8. Staying committed to your path. The journey toward any meaningful goal is rarely smooth or immediate. It often requires a level of persistence and focus that stretches beyond what most are willing to endure. In a world of instant gratification, the true art of achieving long-term success lies in the ability to remain unwavering, especially when the fruits of your labor seem distant, or when the steps forward feel too small to matter. It is in these moments of apparent stagnation that the true strength of commitment shines through. There's a quiet power that comes with continuing down a path despite the absence of immediate results. It is easy to be motivated when things are moving quickly, when the vision is crystal clear and progress feels tangible. But the real test of commitment arises when the process becomes slower, less rewarding, and perhaps even frustrating. In these times, we are called to summon a deeper, more enduring kind of resolve, one that is not driven by the fleeting rewards of the moment, but by the clarity of the larger purpose that lies ahead. The key to staying committed, even when progress seems slow, is to understand that every step forward, no matter how small, is a vital part of the larger picture. The accumulation of seemingly insignificant actions is what creates monumental change over time. Whether it's making one small decision each day or taking one small step toward a bigger vision, the journey is shaped by these continuous, consistent efforts. It is easy to look for dramatic shifts in the short term, but lasting change, the kind that withstands the test of time, often arrives in increments, often so small they are nearly imperceptible in the moment. True commitment demands the ability to trust the process, even when it's hard to see the end result. Trusting that the effort invested will eventually bear fruit requires patience, but it also requires faith in the path you've chosen. This commitment to the journey is rooted in the understanding that the path itself is just as important as the destination. It's easy to lose sight of the significance of the present moment when the future is all we focus on. Yet, every action taken today is an investment in tomorrow. The belief that what you do matters, even when it doesn't show immediate returns, is essential for sustained growth. Staying committed also means resisting the temptation to compare your progress to others. It's easy to look at someone else's journey and feel like you're falling behind, especially when others seem to be achieving more in less time. However, this kind of comparison only diverts your attention from your own path. Your progress is uniquely yours, and it unfolds according to its own rhythm. Understanding this is liberating. The only comparison that matters is the one you make to your own yesterday, knowing that each day is an opportunity for growth, no matter how incremental that growth may seem. In times when progress seems imperceptible, it's essential to reconnect with your why. The reasons you started this journey in the first place, the deep motivations that fueled your initial commitment, should be the fire that keeps you moving forward when external circumstances may cause you to doubt. Revisiting your core purpose can reignite your passion and remind you of the deeper significance of the work you are doing. This is where the power of vision comes into play. A clear, compelling vision can act as a compass, guiding you even when the path is unclear and helping you remember the reason behind each small step. Moreover, commitment to your path involves a willingness to confront discomfort. It's tempting to take the easy road, to seek shortcuts, or to chase after the quick wins. But these shortcuts often lead to shallow accomplishments that don't have the same staying power as those built on a foundation of sustained effort. Real progress requires you to endure setbacks, to push through plateaus, and to keep going when everything inside you wants to quit. It's in these moments of struggle that your commitment is truly tested, and it is also in these moments that your resilience is cultivated. The process of staying committed also involves recognizing when adjustments are needed. Commitment doesn't mean blind persistence at all costs. There are times when the path we're on needs to be reevaluated, when the methods we're using need refinement, or when it's necessary to embrace a new direction. Commitment is not just about following a set course, it's about remaining adaptable while staying true to your overarching vision. When you are clear about your purpose and willing to make strategic adjustments along the way, your path becomes both steadfast and flexible, steady enough to provide direction, but fluid enough to allow for evolution. Building the mental discipline to stay committed is an ongoing practice. It's not about some singular, monumental act of willpower, but rather about the consistent, everyday choices that reinforce your decision to stay the course. Each time you choose to take action, despite feeling tired or discouraged, each time you decide to move forward even when the outcome is uncertain, you strengthen your ability to stay committed. Over time, this discipline becomes ingrained in your mindset, and what once seemed like an arduous task becomes second nature. In the end, the ability to stay committed to your path is what separates those who reach their goals from those who abandon them halfway. It is the unwavering belief that no matter how slow the progress, no matter how distant the destination may seem, you are on the right path, and every effort, no matter how small, is contributing to the realization of your vision. Commitment is not just a choice. It is a mindset, a way of life that leads to transformation, growth, and ultimately, success. Chapter 9. Strengthening the Support Network. In the midst of challenges, resilience is often forged not in isolation, but through the strength of those who surround us. No matter how strong our will or unshakable our purpose, the journey toward overcoming adversity is rarely one we should face alone. It is the collective support we receive from others that can make the difference between withstanding hardships and being overwhelmed by them. The right people, with their unique perspectives and unwavering belief in your ability to succeed, are like a fortress against the inevitable storms of life. Human beings are social creatures, and our need for connection runs deep. Relationships, whether they are family, friends, mentors, or colleagues, provide the emotional foundation necessary to navigate the challenges of life. In times of adversity, it is the people around us who can offer the encouragement to keep going when everything inside us wants to quit. They can remind us of our potential when we forget it, provide wisdom when we lack direction, and share their strength when ours feels depleted. This support becomes a powerful resource in times of trial, one that fuels resilience. A key to strengthening your support network lies in the quality of the connections you build. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about your well-being, who offer positive reinforcement without enabling complacency, and who challenge you to grow in meaningful ways is essential. These individuals should not merely offer sympathy, but should inspire action, provide constructive feedback, and encourage you to push beyond your comfort zones. True support goes beyond just being there during hard times. It involves fostering an environment where mutual growth and accountability thrive. A powerful network is one that provides not only emotional support, but also practical guidance. The right people can share their experiences, offer insights from their own journeys, and help you see the path forward when the way seems unclear. They may provide resources, connections, or new perspectives that you would not have considered on your own. These individuals act as sounding boards, offering advice without judgment and sharing in your triumphs without competition. With such a network, you are never truly alone in the face of adversity. Trust is at the core of a supportive network. Building this trust requires vulnerability, honesty, and a willingness to share your true struggles and fears with others. Only when you are open about your challenges can you truly receive the support that is most needed. It's often difficult to ask for help, especially when pride or fear of burdening others holds you back. However, it's important to recognize that allowing others to support you not only strengthens your own resilience, but also strengthens the bond between you and those who care for you. Resilience does not mean going it alone. It means learning to lean on others in moments of weakness. Equally important is the idea of reciprocity in a supportive network. Strengthening your own resilience involves not just receiving support, but also giving it in return. Being there for others in their times of need builds deeper connections and reinforces the network's foundation. The act of offering encouragement, guidance, and support can create a cycle of mutual strength that benefits everyone involved. By helping others navigate their struggles, you also cultivate your own sense of purpose and solidarity, creating an environment where resilience is nurtured on both sides. The people in your network don't have to be numerous. In fact, the quality of the relationships you nurture matters far more than the quantity. A few deeply connected individuals can provide far more support than a large group of acquaintances. It is important to carefully assess the people in your life, identifying those who genuinely uplift you and align with your values. These are the individuals who will stand by you when times get tough and remind you of your capacity to overcome obstacles. Building a resilient support network also means creating a space where vulnerability is safe. You should be able to express your doubts, your struggles, and your fears without fear of judgment or rejection. When you can be authentic with those around you, it deepens the connection and strengthens the resilience of the group as a whole. This mutual respect and understanding can empower you to take risks, face challenges head-on, and keep moving forward, knowing that there are people who believe in you even when you may doubt yourself. An essential aspect of this network is the presence of those who can offer new perspectives and constructive criticism. Support isn't always about making things easier or providing comforting words. Sometimes, the most powerful form of support comes from people who push you to see things differently, challenge your assumptions, or help you identify the blind spots you might otherwise miss. These individuals are not afraid to hold a mirror up to your actions and decisions, ensuring that you remain grounded and focused on your growth. The value of honest feedback from someone who genuinely cares cannot be overstated. It can be the catalyst for change, helping you to realign with your goals and aspirations. In times of crisis or struggle, it's easy to feel isolated, as if the weight of the world is yours to carry alone. But when you cultivate a network of people who truly understand the value of resilience, who know that setbacks are part of the journey and that strength lies in the willingness to face adversity, you build a powerful system of support that transcends the challenges you face. With the right people around you, even the most difficult battles become easier to navigate, and the most daunting obstacles seem more manageable. In the end, resilience is not just about individual strength, but about the collective strength that comes from being part of a network of people who believe in you, challenge you, and stand by you through thick and thin. The support you receive from others, whether through emotional encouragement, practical advice, or simply being a listening ear, can make all the difference in your journey toward overcoming adversity and achieving your goals. With the right people at your side, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Chapter 10. Learning from Failure. Failure is an inevitable part of the human experience, often misunderstood and feared more than any other aspect of our journey. Yet, failure carries with it a profound power, an ability to teach us more than any success ever could. It is in the depths of defeat that we are given the most valuable insights, those that shape our future actions and strengthen our resolve. To view failure solely as an obstacle is to miss the greater opportunity it presents. Instead, consider failure as an invitation to grow, adapt, and transform. The key lies in how we approach setbacks. Often we are conditioned to view failure as something to avoid, something that signals defeat or personal inadequacy. However, it is essential to recognize that failure is not a reflection of our worth or capability. Rather, it is a temporary experience, a challenge that reveals opportunities for growth, change, and mastery. Each misstep, when examined closely, can offer critical information about what works and what doesn't, highlighting areas for improvement that would otherwise remain unnoticed. The greatest leaders, innovators, and visionaries have all encountered failure, and it is precisely through their ability to learn from it that they reached remarkable heights. The power of failure lies not in the fall, but in the response to it. How we choose to perceive and react to failure determines its impact on us. There is immense value in the moments when things don't go as planned, because they are the moments where the real lessons unfold. Every setback offers an opportunity to reassess, reframe, and rebuild. It's a moment to ask ourselves, what went wrong? Why did it happen? And how can I use this experience to improve my approach moving forward? Failure does not need to be something that breaks us. It can be a force that fuels us. One of the most powerful ways to learn from failure is by embracing a mindset that treats setbacks as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. When we see failure as a natural part of the process, we free ourselves from the fear of making mistakes, which in turn allows us to take more risks, think more creatively, and push further than we would otherwise dare. This shift in perception enables us to take action without the paralysis that often accompanies the fear of failing. Another valuable lesson failure imparts is the importance of resilience. To fail and continue is the essence of growth. Resilience doesn't come from always succeeding. It comes from the ability to rise after each fall, to try again, and to learn more about ourselves and our paths with every attempt. Those who learn to embrace failure develop an inner toughness that builds over time. The more they face, the stronger they become, and each challenge encountered equips them with more wisdom to tackle the next one with greater strength. Learning from failure also requires a willingness to look beyond the surface and dig deeper into the experience. It is not enough to simply acknowledge that things didn't go as planned. We must take the time to understand why they didn't. Self-reflection becomes an essential tool for growth, allowing us to extract the lessons that will propel us forward. When we are willing to examine our choices, behaviors, and strategies with honesty, we can identify the patterns and mistakes that may have contributed to the failure. This process of introspection is where true learning happens, where we refine our approach and develop a better understanding of the areas we need to improve. Moreover, it is through failure that we often discover our true potential. Success may make us comfortable, but failure pushes us to stretch beyond our limits. When faced with adversity, we are forced to dig deep into our reserves of strength, creativity, and perseverance. In doing so, we uncover qualities within ourselves that we never knew existed. Failure challenges us to become more adaptable, resourceful, and determined, qualities that are essential for achieving long-term success. One of the most important aspects of learning from failure is the ability to detach our identity from the outcome. It's crucial to separate who we are from what happens in any given moment. Failure is not a reflection of us as individuals, but a temporary condition that is part of the broader journey. This detachment allows us to respond with greater clarity and less emotional reactivity. By maintaining a sense of objectivity, we can analyze the situation more effectively and take the necessary steps to correct course without getting bogged down by feelings of shame or self-doubt. At its core, failure is an integral part of the success equation. It forces us to grow in ways we may never have anticipated, often presenting opportunities that success alone cannot offer. By embracing failure, we unlock the ability to transform setbacks into learning moments that fuel our forward momentum. When we understand this, we free ourselves from the constraints of perfectionism and invite a more authentic and dynamic process of growth. Ultimately, it is through our failures that we cultivate the wisdom and fortitude needed to succeed. The lessons gleaned from setbacks equip us with the tools to navigate future challenges with greater confidence. Failure is not a barrier to success, but rather a key that unlocks the door to personal evolution. In recognizing the value of each failure, we begin to see setbacks not as defeats, but as essential components of the greater journey toward achievement. Chapter 11. Recovering and Rebounding with Purpose. Setbacks are part of life, but how we respond to them shapes the trajectory of our journey. It is easy to feel discouraged in the face of adversity, but true strength lies in our ability to recover and bounce back with renewed vigor. The key is to transform each setback into a launching pad for growth, using it as an opportunity to rebuild, refocus, and strengthen your resolve. Recovery isn't just about moving past a failure. It's about returning to the fray with greater insight, clarity, and purpose. The first step in bouncing back after a setback is acknowledging the reality of the situation. It's easy to become overwhelmed by emotions, especially when things don't go as planned. The initial response may be frustration, disappointment, or even self-doubt. But it is essential to step back and accept the circumstances without judgment. Recognizing what has happened frees us from the paralysis that often follows a setback, giving us a clearer path forward. Acceptance is not about resignation, but about embracing the situation fully, so we can move past the initial shock and start taking intentional steps to regain control. Once the emotional storm has subsided, it's time to reflect on what went wrong. This is not an exercise in self-blame, but an honest, critical examination of the situation. Every setback carries lessons, often hidden beneath layers of pain or frustration. Reflecting on the circumstances that led to the challenge offers valuable insights. What were the warning signs? What choices could have been different? How did your actions or mindset contribute to the outcome? Taking responsibility for your role in the setback empowers you to learn from the experience and prevent similar issues in the future. Now, it's time to reconnect with your purpose. When setbacks strike, it's easy to lose sight of why you began in the first place. The pain or frustration from the failure can obscure the bigger picture. However, in these moments, it is essential to refocus on your values, goals, and the deeper motivations that drive you. Take a moment to pause and realign yourself with your purpose. This clarity acts as a compass, guiding you through the turbulence and back onto a path that aligns with your true intentions. Whether you're chasing a personal goal, professional success, or a lifelong dream, reconnecting with your why will renew your energy and commitment to move forward. Recovery also requires a willingness to rebuild. A setback often creates a sense of brokenness, whether it's the loss of momentum, confidence, or trust. Rebuilding, however, isn't about going back to where you were before the setback. It's about returning to a better version of yourself, one that has gained new insights, sharpened its focus, and developed greater resilience. Start with small, manageable actions that can help you regain a sense of control. This may involve revisiting your plan, reassessing your goals, or seeking feedback from trusted mentors or peers. Each step forward, no matter how small, is an essential part of the recovery process. The road to recovery is not linear. The process of bouncing back is often filled with ups and downs, and that is perfectly okay. There will be days when progress feels slow, and setbacks may feel even more daunting than before. However, understanding that recovery takes time and requires patience is a vital part of the journey. Embrace the small victories along the way. Recognize the courage it takes to keep going when things are tough. Celebrate each moment of growth, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time. These incremental shifts in perspective and action build the momentum needed to propel you forward. As you move through the recovery process, it's crucial to cultivate a mindset that anticipates challenges, not just in the form of setbacks, but as a natural part of the path to success. Preparing for adversity ahead of time creates mental fortitude, allowing you to maintain your focus even when obstacles arise. By viewing challenges as temporary hurdles rather than permanent roadblocks, you develop a mental toughness that makes you resilient, not only in this moment, but in the face of future difficulties. Another key element of recovery is embracing self-compassion. When faced with setbacks, it is easy to be hard on ourselves, but this can lead to a destructive cycle of negativity. Instead of criticizing yourself, offer the same understanding and kindness you would give to a close friend in a similar situation. Self-compassion allows you to release guilt and frustration, replacing them with the clarity needed to move forward with confidence. It's important to remember that every person experiences setbacks, and they do not define your worth or potential. They are simply part of the process, an opportunity for you to learn, evolve, and grow stronger. In some cases, recovery might involve making changes to your approach. Sometimes, a setback is a signal that something needs to be adjusted, whether it's your strategy, habits, or mindset. It may require you to think outside the box, try a new tactic, or even reassess your long-term vision. Adaptability is one of the greatest strengths you can develop in the face of adversity. A rigid approach will often keep you stuck, while flexibility and openness to new ideas will propel you toward greater success. Finally, as you begin to recover and rebound with renewed purpose, remember to stay connected with your support network. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift, encourage, and challenge you is essential during this time. They can offer perspective, wisdom, and support when you need it most, and they serve as reminders that you are not alone on this journey. A strong, positive support system can help you regain the confidence to face challenges head-on and keep moving forward with purpose and determination. Recovery is not just about returning to where you were before the setback. It's about becoming more capable, more resilient, and more aligned with your true potential. The ability to rebound with purpose allows you to face future challenges with a sense of clarity and confidence, knowing that no setback is too great to overcome. Chapter 12. Nurturing Resilience in Everyday Life. Resilience is not something you build overnight, nor is it an isolated trait that comes to your aid only in times of crisis. It's a quality that must be nurtured continuously, woven into the fabric of your daily life, so that when challenges arise, you're prepared to meet them with a sense of strength and clarity. The power of resilience lies in its subtlety, the daily actions, habits, and mindsets that, over time, fortify your ability to bounce back, adapt, and thrive. One of the most effective ways to nurture resilience is through the simple act of mindfulness. It's easy to become lost in the endless demands of daily life, constantly rushing from one task to the next without a moment to breathe. However, taking time each day to slow down and check in with yourself can make a profound difference in your ability to handle stress and setbacks. Whether it's 5 minutes of quiet reflection in the morning, a short walk in nature, or simply pausing to take a few deep breaths during the day, mindfulness helps to ground you, bringing your focus back to the present moment. This practice not only calms the mind, but also increases your awareness of your thoughts, enabling you to better recognize negative patterns and shift your mindset before they take hold. Alongside mindfulness, physical self-care plays a crucial role in building resilience. Your body and mind are intricately connected, and one affects the other more deeply than most realize. Resilience cannot be cultivated if your body is constantly fatigued, stressed, or neglected. Incorporating regular movement into your routine, whether through exercise, yoga, or even stretching, helps release tension, clears mental fog, and boosts your energy levels. When you feel physically strong, your mental fortitude naturally follows. Healthy eating, adequate sleep, and hydration also serve as foundational practices for maintaining the physical vitality needed to sustain your emotional and mental well-being during challenging times. Equally important is the habit of setting small, achievable goals each day. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming when you focus solely on the larger picture. However, breaking down your larger goals into manageable tasks allows you to focus on the present moment and take consistent steps forward. Each small success, whether it's completing a task or simply sticking to your plan for the day, reinforces your sense of competence and control. This builds confidence and helps you navigate setbacks with a calm and practical approach, knowing that progress is made step by step, not all at once. Another practice that strengthens resilience is the art of reframing challenges. It's easy to view setbacks as roadblocks that halt progress, but resilient individuals know how to reframe difficulties as opportunities for growth. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of focusing on what went wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, how can I use this to move forward in a different way? Reframing situations in this manner encourages adaptability and prevents feelings of helplessness. It keeps your focus on solutions rather than problems, fostering a mindset that is open to growth and innovation, no matter the obstacle. Nurturing resilience is also about nurturing your relationships. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your ability to cope with adversity. In times of difficulty, a supportive network can provide comfort, encouragement, and perspective that helps you stay grounded and positive. Whether it's through a friend who listens without judgment, a mentor who offers guidance, or a community that shares common values, your relationships serve as a safety net that catches you when life threatens to pull you down. Resilient individuals know the importance of cultivating these relationships and invest in them consistently, so that when times are tough, they have people to lean on and draw strength from. Equally significant is the practice of gratitude. It's easy to focus on what's going wrong, but practicing gratitude helps to shift your focus toward what is going well. This shift in perspective makes it easier to face challenges with a sense of hope and possibility. Keeping a gratitude journal, where you note down even the smallest things you're thankful for, can help you develop a positive mindset over time. When you're grounded in appreciation for what you have, it becomes easier to weather the storms that inevitably come your way. Building emotional resilience requires embracing discomfort. In a world that often prioritizes comfort and security, the ability to sit with discomfort is an essential skill. Every setback or obstacle presents an opportunity to grow emotionally. When you encounter discomfort, whether it's frustration, disappointment, or fear, resilient individuals don't shy away from it. Instead, they lean into it, understanding that these feelings are temporary and part of the journey. By learning how to be present with discomfort, you develop emotional strength and the ability to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with grace. Finally, remember that building resilience is a continual process, not a destination. It's not about waiting for life to become easier, but learning to grow stronger in the face of challenges. By weaving these practices into the fabric of your daily routine, you are preparing yourself not just to survive life's difficulties, but to thrive through them. Every moment is an opportunity to reinforce your inner strength. Each action, a chance to fortify your mind for the challenges ahead. Over time, these practices become second nature, and resilience becomes less of an effort and more of a natural part of who you are. Chapter 13. Achieving Growth Through Adversity. Adversity at first glance can appear as a formidable barrier, something to avoid or escape from. However, for those who have learned to confront life's toughest moments with resilience, adversity becomes the very soil from which growth emerges. Each challenge, no matter how daunting, holds the potential for transformation. It is through these trials that we are tested, molded, and shaped into stronger versions of ourselves. Resilience, in its truest form, does not simply equip you to survive hardship, it empowers you to thrive through it. The transformative power of adversity lies in its ability to strip away distractions and force you to confront what truly matters. When faced with obstacles, the things that once seemed important, the noise, the superficial concerns, often fall away, leaving only the essence of who you are and what you stand for. This clarity can be a gift, one that allows you to align your actions with your deepest values and desires. In the midst of hardship, you are often faced with decisions that force you to make a choice, to stay the course, to change direction, or to redefine your purpose entirely. These moments of decision are not to be feared, but embraced, for they hold the key to unlocking your truest potential. Resilience is about the ability to withstand and learn from challenges, and that learning is what fosters growth. It's easy to focus on the immediate pain or discomfort of a setback, but true resilience lies in the ability to shift your perspective and ask, what can I learn from this? Growth does not come from avoiding discomfort or bypassing struggle. Rather, it comes from fully engaging with the difficulties you face, understanding that each one is an opportunity to develop a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. As you learn from adversity, you grow not just in skill, but in wisdom, character, and confidence. Each challenge faced and overcome is a building block that strengthens your emotional foundation, preparing you for whatever lies ahead. What truly sets resilient individuals apart is their ability to adapt to change. In times of hardship, change is inevitable. Circumstances shift, priorities adjust, and what was once familiar may no longer feel relevant. Rather than resisting change, resilient individuals understand that change is not the enemy. It is the catalyst for growth. When things fall apart, there is often an opportunity to rebuild, but this requires flexibility. To thrive through adversity, you must be willing to let go of the old and embrace the new, even if that means stepping into the unknown. The ability to pivot and embrace new possibilities is a hallmark of resilience and a key to thriving in the face of adversity. Moreover, adversity often forces you to develop new skills and perspectives that you might never have considered otherwise. Challenges push you out of your comfort zone, and it is there, in the unfamiliar, that growth happens. You may discover hidden strengths you never knew you had, an untapped resource of creativity, patience, or determination that lies dormant until it's needed most. What's more, the lessons learned during times of struggle are often the ones that stay with you the longest, because they are earned through effort, perseverance, and insight. This is where the deepest growth occurs, not in the smooth, easy times, but in the moments when you are pushed to your limits and beyond. Resilience also enables you to become more empathetic and compassionate. Going through hardship gives you a perspective that few others may have. It allows you to connect with others who are facing their own struggles, and this connection creates a powerful bond. The shared experience of overcoming adversity deepens relationships and builds communities, where mutual support becomes a source of strength. As you grow through your challenges, you also become a beacon of hope for others, showing them what's possible when you embrace life's difficulties with grace and determination. Adversity is also a catalyst for redefining success. In the absence of struggle, it's easy to fall into a one-dimensional view of success, acquiring material wealth, gaining status, or achieving a particular goal. But when you face hardships, your definition of success broadens. You begin to value the intangible, the ability to remain calm in a storm, to recover from setbacks, to maintain a sense of humor when things seem bleak. Resilience teaches you that success is not about never facing difficulty. It's about how you respond to it. It's about finding peace in the process, growing through each challenge, and continuing forward with conviction, even when the path is unclear. Ultimately, the growth that comes from adversity is not a passive process. It demands engagement, effort, and a commitment to learning. It requires the courage to face uncomfortable truths, the determination to keep moving forward when everything in you wants to stop, and the wisdom to see each challenge as an opportunity rather than a threat. As you navigate life's obstacles, you realize that resilience is not just about bouncing back to where you were before. It's about moving forward to a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Through adversity, you are sculpting your character, refining your strengths, and becoming someone who can not only survive life's storms but thrive in them. Chapter 14. The Long-Term Benefits of Resilience. The true value of resilience is not always evident in the moment of struggle, but in its enduring impact over time. Resilience shapes not only how you navigate the difficult moments, but also the way those moments shape your entire life. With each challenge met and each obstacle overcome, resilience strengthens the very core of who you are. It becomes a foundation that you can build on, transforming the course of your journey in profound ways. In relationships, resilience fosters a deeper understanding of others. When you develop the ability to endure hardship with grace, you naturally extend that same patience and empathy to those around you. The challenges you face provide insight into human vulnerability, and this understanding enables you to connect with others on a deeper, more authentic level. Resilient people are able to remain calm and supportive in times of stress, offering a steady presence that others can rely on. As you navigate life's difficulties, your emotional capacity grows, enriching your relationships with trust, compassion, and mutual respect. The people in your life see your resilience and often draw strength from it, creating an environment where everyone feels more empowered to face their own challenges. In your career, resilience allows you to handle setbacks without losing momentum. The professional world is often defined by uncertainty, competition, and failure, but those who are resilient are the ones who persevere. Rather than being defined by a single failure, resilient individuals are characterized by their ability to bounce back, reassess, and continue pushing forward. They develop the mental toughness needed to face rejection, criticism, and unforeseen setbacks, viewing each as a lesson rather than a defeat. With this mindset, they position themselves for long-term success. Resilience also fuels adaptability, the ability to pivot in response to changing circumstances. In a world that is constantly evolving, the ability to adjust and stay relevant is a key factor in sustained success. Those who embrace resilience are not just surviving, they are evolving with the times, constantly adapting, learning, and growing. The personal transformation that comes from resilience also impacts your sense of self-worth. By proving to yourself that you can weather the storms of life, you build a sense of inner strength that becomes an unshakable part of your identity. Resilient individuals are not defined by what happens to them, but by how they respond to what happens. They gain a sense of ownership over their circumstances, knowing that they have the power to shape their own future, regardless of external events. This empowerment creates an enduring sense of confidence that extends beyond individual challenges and becomes a guiding principle for all areas of life. Over time, resilience also creates a more profound sense of purpose. When you navigate the ups and downs of life with resilience, you come to understand that the struggle is not just a series of obstacles to overcome, but a journey of self-discovery. Every challenge is an opportunity to refine your values, reassess your goals, and realign your actions with your true desires. Resilient individuals develop a deeper sense of clarity about what truly matters to them, which guides them through the inevitable uncertainties of life. This clarity gives meaning to their actions, making every step forward a deliberate choice to live a life that is consistent with their values. Resilience impacts your physical health as well. The mental strength built through resilience has been shown to have a positive effect on your body, lowering stress levels, enhancing immune function, and improving overall well-being. When you learn to manage adversity without succumbing to prolonged stress, your body is better equipped to cope with challenges. Chronic stress and negative emotions can wreak havoc on your physical health, but resilience creates a buffer, reducing the impact of stress on your body. Furthermore, the habits and practices that foster resilience, such as mindfulness, self-reflection, and goal setting, also contribute to improved physical health and mental clarity. Long-term resilience also fosters greater innovation and creativity. When you are able to remain open-minded in the face of difficulty, you allow yourself the space to think outside the box. Rather than retreating into fear, resilient people tend to explore new avenues and generate novel solutions. They are not deterred by the traditional ways of thinking or by the fear of failure. Instead, they see every obstacle as an invitation to innovate. In this way, resilience is not just about overcoming adversity. It's about embracing the opportunities that adversity brings. Every challenge faced is an opportunity for creative problem solving, a chance to break through limitations and discover new possibilities. The enduring impact of resilience can be felt across every area of life. It molds your character, strengthens your relationships, empowers your career, and fuels your personal growth. Over time, the benefits of resilience accumulate, creating a foundation of strength, adaptability, and confidence that carries you through the inevitable challenges that life presents. Far from being a temporary tool to cope with hardship, resilience becomes a permanent part of who you are, an integral aspect of your identity that shapes your path and your potential for growth. Chapter 15. Creating a Legacy of Strength. The true measure of resilience is not only found in how it helps you survive life's challenges, but in the lasting legacy it creates. The strength to persevere, to push through adversity, and to grow in the face of hardship doesn't just impact your life. It ripples outward, influencing the people around you, your community, and even generations to come. Every time you rise after a setback, you leave a mark, a model of perseverance, a story of strength that others can learn from and draw inspiration. The legacy of resilience is woven through the choices you make, the actions you take, and the way you lead your life. It is not just the triumphs over challenges that shape this legacy, but the way you face difficulties with grace, courage, and a commitment to continue moving forward. It becomes a quiet but powerful testament to the human spirit, the undeniable proof that no matter the odds, no matter how many times you fall, there is always an opportunity to rise again. Resilience shapes your future by teaching you to approach life with a sense of purpose and determination. When you face adversity with resilience, you learn to trust in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. Each challenge, no matter how difficult, becomes an opportunity to build a stronger version of yourself. And this strength does not end with you. As you develop resilience, it becomes a force that influences those who are close to you. Your ability to persist in the face of difficulty serves as a beacon for others. Your actions, your mindset, and your unwavering commitment to move forward despite the odds offer a roadmap for others to follow. By embodying resilience, you teach those around you how to respond to their own struggles. You show them that setbacks are not dead ends, but stepping stones. In the workplace, in your family, and in your friendships, resilience acts as a foundation upon which you build not only success, but a culture of strength. When you demonstrate resilience, you cultivate an environment where challenges are viewed as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Those around you begin to believe in their own ability to overcome. They look to you for guidance, not just in moments of difficulty, but also in how to approach life's uncertainties with courage and composure. The legacy you leave is not just a story of your personal resilience, but a culture of resilience that you help foster. A resilient mindset also encourages long-term vision. While short-term victories are important, true strength lies in the ability to persist over the long haul. Resilience empowers you to maintain focus on your bigger goals, even when the path forward is unclear. It allows you to make decisions with foresight and confidence, knowing that challenges are temporary and can be overcome with patience, persistence, and adaptability. By continuously working through setbacks and embracing the lessons they bring, you create a future that is not defined by momentary failures, but by a continuous drive toward growth and improvement. Moreover, resilience is contagious. When you demonstrate that it is possible to face the hardest of circumstances and still move forward, you inspire others to do the same. This spreads like a ripple effect, touching those who may have previously felt lost or unsure of how to move forward in their own lives. Your actions provide them with a living example of strength, not the type that comes from success alone, but the kind that arises from grappling with challenges and emerging stronger. This contagious resilience helps to create a lasting impact, not just on your personal legacy, but on the lives of those you touch. It becomes a movement, one that starts with you and extends far beyond. When you begin to understand the far-reaching impact of your resilience, you realize that it is not just about personal growth, but about influencing the world around you. Resilience shapes how you handle your personal struggles, but it also determines how you interact with others. It shapes the way you approach your work, your relationships, and your community. The more resilient you are, the more you are able to give back to the world in meaningful ways. Whether through teaching others, creating opportunities for growth, or simply showing up with strength and compassion, your legacy of resilience extends far beyond your own experience. Creating a legacy of resilience is not about being perfect. It's about continuing to show up, continuing to fight, and continuing to choose strength, even when life challenges you. It's about letting your actions speak louder than words. The strength you cultivate through resilience builds a life that is impactful not only for yourself, but for others, creating a lasting impression that ripples through time. This legacy will live on in the ways you help others bounce back, in the culture of perseverance you nurture, and in the strength you pass on to future generations. Your resilience leaves a mark on the world, a reminder that no matter how difficult life becomes, strength, perseverance, and hope will always prevail. Conclusion: resilience is not just a skill or a trait. It is the very essence of the human spirit, the quiet power that drives us forward no matter the weight of the challenges we face. It is the force that transforms obstacles into opportunities, that turns failures into lessons, and that propels us to heights we never imagined possible. As we journey through life, resilience becomes our anchor in stormy seas, the steady hand guiding us back to our path when everything around us seems uncertain. What has been explored throughout this book is not merely a collection of ideas, but a reflection of a fundamental truth. You have within you the capacity to overcome anything life places before you. The setbacks, the hardships, and the struggles you face are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to something greater. Every moment you endure, every trial you face, is an opportunity for growth, for learning, and for becoming a stronger version of yourself. But resilience is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about recognizing that with every challenge comes the chance to build not only your character, but the future you desire. It's about embracing change, committing to your vision, and continuously evolving, knowing that each step you take strengthens your foundation for tomorrow. The setbacks you experience today lay the groundwork for the triumphs of tomorrow. As you move forward, remember that resilience is a lifelong pursuit. It is a constant journey of refining your inner strength, expanding your capacity to adapt, and deepening your ability to persevere. It is a quality that will continue to serve you, not just in the face of adversity, but in every aspect of your life. It will help you build stronger relationships, lead with confidence, and create a lasting impact in your world. By committing to resilience, you embrace the idea that you are not defined by your struggles, but by your response to them. Your ability to bounce back, to rise, to continue moving forward with purpose and determination is what shapes your destiny. The legacy you create, shaped by your resilience, will echo through the lives of those you touch, inspiring them to rise with the same strength, courage, and perseverance that you have embodied. As you carry forward the lessons of resilience, let them be a reminder that no matter the challenges ahead, you are equipped to face them. The journey is not always easy, but it is always worth it. And in the end, it is your resilience that will light the way, turning every hardship into a triumph and every moment of struggle into a powerful step toward becoming the person you are meant to be.